Happy Monday to y'all, especially you, Kelly. How are you? How are you feeling after your extensive weekend?
I'm in a bar because I need to get some hair of the dog. Listen, Pittsburgh likes to party, man. I think I slept like 4.5 hours combined the whole weekend and had a great time. Froze my ass off yesterday at the game just to watch it end in a tie. So, life is really good. I said that I was going in person to watch my Survivor pick go down in flames, but that was just more of just me being a smartass. I didn't actually mean to speak it into fruition.
But look, we talked about all week that the Lions might fuck around and win a game. They didn't win a game. They didn't lose a game. But they're getting closer and closer each and every week. Who do they play next week? Maybe they'll actually pull one out.
I do want to see who they play next week because I can't wait to bet against those losers. They cannot put together 2 complete weeks ever. It was so frustrating. But on the flip side, had a good weekend. But you had a great weekend in college basketball.
College basketball has been rather kind to me. I think the markets just are a little soft on these, small schools right now. Trying to put together kind of a bigger, kind of more like a Power 5 parlay today that should be out a little bit later. It's nothing crazy like our KIV underdog parlays, but hopefully it'll cash and get the.
Boy, did I pick wrong. I should have just stuck with like my original, like, hey, look, because I didn't know if Mississippi State could win at Auburn, and so it kind of scared me. I didn't know if ECU could win at Memphis, but I knew both of them were too many points, and then I overthought it with Troy, hoping your boy was going to come through and at least get us the cover, and then Minnesota had so many opportunities. I'm just glad that they got there, and I got to save some face on the pick'em parlay.
Boy, I hated to be in the same fucking boat with Jeff Nadudu, boy. I think he brought some. Literally, Syracuse has been a cover machine the entire season, and then as soon as he gets in the pick'em parlay with you, they literally go to die. Like, I was sitting there like, there's absolutely no. Okay, someone said Syracuse. We're still recovering. We are still recovering from Syracuse, but don't blame me. Every time that I was on Syracuse, just by my lonesome, they did good things for me.
Yeah, unfortunately, they did get mush. I would be lying if I didn't say that I didn't enjoy that in like some sick satisfaction sort of way. I know I really want to win. I wanted us to win the parlay, but it was funny because it's not like they just didn't cover. They got their asses beat.
Oh no, they got stomped. Like, it was not even a game. Like, there was no chance in 3.5. There was no chance in 10.5. It was just an awful game all around, but I guess they were due. They were due for a shit to bed type of game, and that's what it was. Who wasn't due for that type of game was my Pitt Panthers. I went and I had my hands in my face. I was talking to my husband. I was like, this game's going to fucking end in 3. I know it. This is so stupid. They've had so many opportunities. And then I look up and I cover. And when I tell you, it was like the best, like, I just wanted to go, like, just, sorry, honey, if you're listening. I just wanted to go give Kenny Pickett the biggest kiss in the entire world. Just thank him personally. But I did not, and I'm really happy to have gotten the cover there. Good call on Baylor. I'm glad when we talked about it, we both originally leaned Oklahoma, but I mean, those dogs, man, they're hungry, and Baylor got it done. What do you think that's going to do as far as Oklahoma's college football playoff hopes?
I don't want to see Oklahoma in it regardless. Every single year they embarrass the Big 12. They're going to be 2-touchdown underdogs to Alabama. They're going to be even bigger to Georgia. Looks like Notre Dame's going to get in. And frankly, as much as they've had a golden horseshoe up their ass all season long, I would rather see them get in than Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma's probably done. They're not a very big favorite this week to Iowa State. Iowa State has kind of had their number recently. So we're going to keep an eye on it too. But yeah, I think I'm probably going to bet on K-State this week over Baylor, but I think I'm going to save myself the juice. Just bet my buddy Chris straight up. He's a Baylor alum. I'm a K-State alum. I was shocked yesterday to see that line come out. Even though I was at the game, you can bet I was on my phone.
I saw you tweet about it, and I guarantee you, as soon as you saw it, like, you like yelped out loud. You're like, what?
Yeah, basically, I was like, whoa, what in the hell? And that's just because on Sundays, I don't even usually look. I'll see some of the early openers come out, and every once in a while, there's one that shocks you, and that just happened to be the one that really shocked me this week. We'll see. K-State got it done. I didn't end up betting them last week, but I considered betting against them Too bad West Virginia just has a lot of problems. So I'm glad I ended up staying off of that one.
All right, so I know you were on the other side here, and you were just basically on it because no one else was with the Penn State Michigan game. But how should we be valuing Michigan up to this point? Like what are they a great team? I'm trying to figure them out because I every time that I go to watch them, it seems like they have all of the pieces and they put it together about like 90%, but it feels like they're lacking that like 10% to be like a elite team.
My biggest problem here is I don't think Michigan won that game. I think James Franklin got out coached.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so picture this is where I'm at, and I'm never doing this to myself again. And I probably knew better, but I definitely didn't want to go to Pittsburgh on Friday night. So the only direct flight was at like noon on Saturday, right at kickoff. And I was like, all right, fine. I'm just going to jump on this. They'll have Wi-Fi. And the Wi-Fi is just cranking. First like 20 minutes, I got games. I'm flipping back and forth. I'm checking scores. I'm texting everybody. And all of a sudden, my rest of my flight goes radio silent. And I'm like, no. So luckily for me, right after I think it was Baylor's second turnover, I was like, I'm going to throw my phone across like the middle of this airplane right now and just like be done. And then of course I lost the Wi-Fi and then I really regretted saying that. But luckily for me, I did not see the fake field goal that James Franklin decided to call, because if I did, my phone would have went flying and then I would have got arrested by like an air marshal or something probably.
That would have been great content though.
Yeah, that was so infuriating. And then they tie up the game and you're like, okay, cool. This is the Penn State I thought I was getting. And sure enough, they're just not. They're just not. And I don't know if you're going to get stuck with James Franklin and LSU.
I refuse to. Whoever I need to talk to next time I'm in Baton Rouge.
I mean, you better start talking, because I don't think they even want to keep him in Happy Valley at this point.
I don't want James Franklin. He doesn't seem like a good fit for our like.
I don't think he's an SEC coach. Just like I don't think Dan Mullen is.
Orgeron to Franklin, like you go from a guy that's from the boot that literally bleeds, like he bleeds gumbo. You cut him open and he's bleeding real. To fucking Franklin, he's a turtle. I don't want that guy. No, thank you.
He does look like a turtle.
Boring.
But to go back to your Michigan comment, I have been terrible. I think I'm 0-4 against Michigan this year. I take that back. I had Michigan State, so I'm like 1-3 against Michigan. That being said, I don't think that their power rating, they're similar to Oklahoma. They're better than Oklahoma. Remember when I said Oklahoma did not deserve to be the number 4 team in the country? They did it, and that was proved. I said that they barely cracked the top 10 in the power ratings. Frankly, Michigan's like 7th or 8th for me. And of course, I have to adjust them a little bit, so maybe they can even be 6th this week. But it's really just one of those frustrating things, Megan, because when you can't get a grip on a team, it's just better to stay away. And I should have probably just done that with the Penn State game. There was no reason to really force that one.
What did Casey had A&M, which I don't think hit last week either. No, Ole Miss ended up beating them. Didn't she have A&M?
Yeah, she had A&M, and I leaned Ole Miss. I didn't think Ole Miss would play in the fashion they did. Look, kudos to Lane Kiffin, kudos to Matt Corral. They've got a really solid football program.
They definitely do. Another solid football program. I know that Dave had Tennessee and y'all's pick and parlay. Dude, Georgia is just on another level on their own. Like,
that's just my problem. You're asking me, is Michigan great? No, Georgia's going to be great by the end of the year. I think this is going to be one of those Georgia teams that goes down in history. I mean, they're just consistently outgaining their opponents. They're consistently covering spreads, even when the bookmakers are adding that premium. Like I leaned the Tennessee side that Dave leaned. I did. I thought Tennessee, hey, they can run the ball. Yes, Georgia can stop the ball, but something's got to give here.
Right.
When I saw the final score, I was like, good God. I thought it would at least been one of those backdoor cover situations like we saw with Kentucky.
Obviously, I'm quite sad about the LSU loss in OT. I will be there for the A&M game, though. I'm really excited about that. Maybe if Casey, if you're listening, if you could sneak away, I could show you around Baton Rouge. I'm actually going to go out. If anyone's listening, I'll be going out to Tigerland Friday night to get absolutely obliterated responsibly. And then
responsibly.
Hopefully, I don't know whether it's a day game or a night game yet. So hopefully it's a night game so that I have plenty of time to recover. I don't know if you saw my tweet, but the Baton Rouge LeBears Casino kind of put up their building plans for the new
I did see it.
and it looks like it's going to be very nice. I'm very excited about it. New home sweet home. What else? We got a track meet between Wake Forest and NC State. I didn't realize Oklahoma State beat TCU that bad. Did you have TCU?
I did not, and I'm glad I didn't. I looked at them and I kind of said, you know what? They're off a big emotional win. I don't want to back them here. I think they're getting a little overvalued. And a lot of these games, obviously, because I was in Pittsburgh, were either over by the time I landed or very close. And so I just kind of checked up some of the box scores, and I was shocked at some of them. And that was one of them, how bad. I mean, Oklahoma State, I think, is kind of just been one of those teams. They've always been second fiddle to Oklahoma, at least.
Flying under the radar a little
forever. And so they have been kind of flying under the radar, if you will. And I think that we'll continue to see that team do so.
Okay, that's enough about college. Let's move on to some shockers, starting with Thursday with the fucking Dolphins just absolutely obliterating our teaser. That was silly. Also, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to give the Saints that win. That was such a bad beat for me for that tight. I mean, like, I had 2.5. Like, I just needed my 2.5.
I don't feel bad for you there. So like I try, and this is just the honest to God truth, I try to keep the like ref bitching to a minimum. Like yesterday, the Steelers game, there were some really bad calls, but I'm like, I told my buddy Marco, who's a Steelers fan, I go, dude, they're just giving it back to you from Monday night because you guys got all the calls on Monday night. I kept checking social media and I was watching the Saints game because that was basically my biggest bet of the morning because I had said I really love the Vikings and I really love the Saints. So it was like 1A, 1B. So I basically bet them the same. And I'm going, what a fuck job these referees are doing in Nashville. Like, I was just so appalled by it. So for me to get that backdoor cover, I felt like it was just like the gambling gods. You know what, Kelly, you had a really rough day. Sorry your Survivor team ended in a tie. And oh, by the way, that counts as a loss. Even though they did survive, they didn't lose. Too fucking bad. But here's the Saints for you. And then, the Vikings was really easy and nice that I didn't have to like succumb to that because the Browns pick, I knew it was dead in the water. I probably should have tweeted like, hey, if you haven't bet the Browns yet, just don't. It was just
same thing with the Raiders. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean,
they just both ended up being the square dogs of the week.
So just lit my money on fire along with all these hoodies that I'm giving away. That was a despicable pick by me. And
you know what they should make you do when you lose? You should have to mail out all the hoodies to people.
Ew,
like have to package them.
I hate mailing. I hate mailing anything. But like honestly, I knew though. I was like, after I text my bet in, I was like, all right, Raiders money line, let's go. Like for like the week out, like the next like 5 days after that, I'm like, this is gonna be the week. This is going to be the week that the old fucking Chiefs show up. This is going to be the week. And did the old Chiefs show up? Not really, but they showed up enough.
Sorensen, who's like one of the most exploitable D-backs in the country, got an interception, along with Kevin King. That was the type of day yesterday was. Like some of the worst defenders in the NFL got interceptions. Jamal Adams, Mr. I'm so fucking great, finally got an interception. Him and Vince Wilfork now both have 3 interceptions in their career. Congratulations, buddy.
Of Mr. I'm so great, the fucking Washington football team, huh? Go ahead.
I really wanted to take the points. I swear to you, I did. And because when you turn on the TV, and I will say I do watch occasionally because I want to hear what the narratives are.
David and Goliath. It was like there's no way Washington.
Well, it was just more so of the Bucs off a bye, and I'm going, the Bucs have not covered a game on the road all year long. So that was like a kick myself in the ass kind of thing.
I kicked myself all day yesterday, so don't feel bad.
It was just one of those, like, I knew I should take the 10. I knew, but I didn't have the guts to do it. And especially like if you notice, and you've been doing the same thing in NFL, look, when you have 7 or 8 plays on an NFL Sunday, like that can decimate your bankroll when you have crazy weekends like we've been seeing. So that's why even having 4 this weekend, I thought was a little much for me. I ended up on the Eagles at a pick 'em, which was a terrible number. But I was in a barstool state. So like I just had the app open. I was just adding some extra stuff that like some of my buddies had sent. And it was overall a really good day, even though I went 2-1. But like when you start giving out that kind of volume, especially in such a volatile market, things can go south really quickly. So I try to keep, at least for everybody watching our show, like I really try to keep it like my very favorite bets. And that's why I just really didn't add Washington football team, because how the hell can that be one of your favorite bets?
And how how are you going to convince people to take that? That's the whole part. It's part of our job is like we don't have to sell our plays essentially because like I don't sell my plays personally, but like you have to sell them to people to like,
Yeah, no, you're right.
Intelligence behind the money that you're putting out, and it's that stuff like that is just hard to sell. Like it was just like there just like the week before, whenever I was thinking about taking the Bears on the money line, like there was no way I was selling that. How was I going to get anyone to bet the Bears? I wasn't, and unfortunately, I caused people to bet the Raiders this week, and I apologize for that.
I think, Megan, a little bit more than we've realized is that the Raiders have a lot of off the field issues, right?
And look, I knew that, but I really felt like they were like almost rowling
you would think,
but of those issues.
Now they've dropped two in a row. They lost to the Giants. I thought that was kind of a fluke. Maybe they were looking ahead here. Look, I love divisional dogs, and I went to bed. I think it was 17-7 at half. And I was like, all right, I'm done. I have to get up at 4 a.m. And I woke up at 1:30, of course, in a panic to try to check the scores. And I was like, what happened in the second half?
I love that. Like when you wake up and you you go from dead asleep to all of a sudden wide awake and almost like sweating, searching the bed frantically for your phone just to see.
Well, my problem was I obviously was not
drunk.
sober, so the TV was on and it was still blaring. So I'm guessing that's what woke me up was Judge Judy yelling at me at 1:30 in the morning.
Makes you feel like you're back at home sick. At least that's what I watched. I watched Jerry Springer a lot when I was homesick. I don't know why my mom ever allowed that, but I would contribute my personal.
Well, this is coming from the girl who watched Beavis and Butthead. I would record. I figured out how to set the VCR to record, and then before she got home from work, I would watch. Yeah, I did that to Brett's niece the other day. I pulled her shirt over her head, and she just started screaming. She's like not even 2, and I was like, "Come on, that's funny."
Some people just don't get it.
What do you do?
Speaking of not getting, I probably won't get it tonight, which is the Rams minus the 4. I know you're on the other side. You and your boyfriend, Jimmy G, who I'm sure Brett is, just mad at in general for his attractiveness. Or at least
he's so worried about me leaving him for Jimmy G.
Jimmy could be really, he likes boobs now, okay? So,
he also likes girls that do other things for a living. I think he probably doesn't want to. Also, I'm probably way too short for him. But
this is money shots now. You can sell it as many ways as you want.
Very good point.
As you want.
This is a show called Money Shots. I can't believe I let Megan talk me into naming the show Money Shots. My dad's like, "Where's your show?" I go, "Oh, Dad, don't worry. I'll send you the Wager Talk link later. You cannot watch me in a show called Money Shots. You just can't."
My dad is up in heaven or wherever he's at, just laughing at it, knowing that he raised his daughter the right way.
I love it. Yeah, I'm on the Niners. I believe it's 3.5 now at the Barstool Sportsbook. And that's the kind of things I love to see, right? So I gave this out on Friday. And what I'd like is when you get a reverse line movement, right? That means all the tickets tonight are on the Rams. It's like 80-some%.
What's the percentage? I know I'm the public. So what's me and the public doing? How much percentage are we on?
It's like over 85%, depending on which square book you're looking at. And when the line drops, going, come on, guys, let's jump in. The water's warm. Don't you want to bet the Rams? Those things give me that little extra confidence boost. So I do love the Niners tonight. I did put together a parlay plus before I left Pennsylvania. Mine did not do well yesterday because I needed the Steelers money line, which in theory should push, but Johnson did not score a touchdown. Washington, on the other hand, shout out to Jersey Jerry, he gave that to Big Cat. I forget he was a Steelers fan. I should have asked him as well because I got a couple other Steelers fans input since I don't do a lot with player props. But tonight I am playing Cousin Sal, if you know him from the Jimmy Kimmel show in our fantasy football league, and he has already sent me a DM congratulating himself. Because Patrick put up almost 60 last night. First of all, I have George Kittle tonight, one of the best tight ends in the league. Yes, he's been hurt. And I have Deebo Samuel. So I also love the Niners tonight. I'm going to have a good night. So I put Niners money line, Jimmy G over passing yards, Kittle to score a touchdown, Deebo to score a touchdown. And it pays 20-1.
Well, sorry to wreck your night, but the Rams are coming in and Matt Stafford shoving his ball down your throat. That's what's happening. And And that's all. Anything you need to plug? Because right now I don't have anything I need to plug.
No, we'll be back on Thursday per usual. I'll put
You'll
out
see us at the Arizona Bowl. That's where you'll see.
Yeah,
us.
we're gonna be at the Arizona Bowl. We're working on flights right now, so we can go. We'll be there, I think, the 30th, and then I'm not sure
there
what's
for the game for sure. We'll be there for the game. Hopefully,
yeah, but
hopefully
I need to know where the party spots are because I haven't been to Tucson for a real long time.
Yeah,
so
I called my in-laws to see if they could watch the kids while I'm gone. And they're like, actually, we're flying to Arizona. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm flying to Arizona. Are you following me? No, they're not. They're going to somewhere else. But my mom's got the kids. But anyway, y'all have a great Monday night. Hopefully the Rams will make Kelly cry. I'm just kidding. She's already had a good week. I need to finish my I need to start my week on a good week with
You have. I told you, just stop with football. Just focus on college basketball. You've been making me a ton of money, and I haven't had to do any research. It's been perfect. I just see your tweet. I just send it to the group chat with all my buddies, and I'm like, here was what we're betting. Megan's been hot. Okay, great. It's been so nice. Like,
it's been so nice.
Like the other day, I was like refreshing my account. I was like, dang, I've been doing really good today. And then I was like, oh no, this is Megan's college basketball. I mean, I had a good day. I went 4-2, but you still get the idea. It was
Brandon Walker messaged me. He goes, "Are you a college basketball sharp?" And I was like, no.
Brandon Walker didn't even message me back after I wrote nice fucking win about Mississippi State.
Did you see?
I used you as a reverse jinx pawn because I had such a great number on your team and they were getting blown out. I didn't even get like a thank you. You're welcome.
Did you see his tweet this morning?
No, which one? About the lasagna?
Yeah.
I did. I hope it was real. I hope he has 2 broken ankles and he had to lay on the floor and eat lasagna in the fetal position.
And 2 sprained wrists. I don't know how you're gonna have, it is not November, so I guess that plays into some benefit. All right, I'm done. I'm gonna cut myself off. I've had enough on this Monday. Y'all have a wonderful week. We'll see you back on Thursday. I have a parlay coming out for college basketball if anybody's interested in that. And yeah, we love you here. We love you on Money Shots. Thanks for watching.